Hey guys, Manitove here again, doing part 4 of testing Visionaries 2 Siege Defense. Today's highlights are brought to you by DivineHeroes. So let's go ahead, hop on in, and take a look. The first defense is Chiwu Savannah Chow. So, Hathor. Just control the comp and use Leica to beat one unit down. There's only one form of defense break on that side. That would be Savannah. So, don't really have anything else to worry about once you take Savannah out of the first phase, whatever you want to call it. When they die the first time, they just dismount. It becomes a single target big nuke. So, the bane of any Dragon Knight is attack break. Another reason why I brought Hathor and Fran. Both of them have a first skill attack break. Barring some random wild Vioprocs from Chow, he's not going to solo a Leica. And after Leica's most recent buff, there's a higher probability that he will solo the Chow. Time for Mimi's. And I went ahead with the max attack bar reduction on the Chow because I planned on just finishing off the Beast Rider. Overall, not a terrible defense concept. Tricolor, defense break, self-sustaining on Chow. But the Beast Rider, since the most recent nerf, are not as viable on defense in Guild Wars as Siege as they previously were. This one we have a Tyrant, a Wind Barbarian King, and a Beta. Overall, don't want to sound mean, but not a viable defense. I mean, the biggest threat is Tyrant over there, and easily mitigated via Raccoony. I purposely brought this defense just to work my way through it. I mean, there was no threat. Skogul's going to kill this defense. A violent Skogul is probably going to solo this defense. Mine is just, I built mine max HP, so it's on a broken everything set with, I don't even think I put Will on this one. I have 3 of them. I brought Harmonia just as a safety net, just in case I was surprised by maybe the Wind Barbarian speed, where it was able to lap me multiple times if it was a 300 speed variant, but it was not. Just Tyrant's not a good defensive monster. I would replace that one. You could do Garo. Might be more viable. Kamoon, Theo, and Triton on defense. The scary thing about Triton is that most people run him super fast. The not so scary thing about Triton on defense is once he does that, he's virtually useless for 3 turns. He does have a 2-turn AoE silence, but if you bring the right team, I could have brought any form of immunity and just let him outspeed me and then thrown up immunity, and he's completely neutralized. I decided to go with this comp because I wanted to play with Chandra. And I'm still working things out. And then this Fire Sniper ignores shields, so I don't have to worry about Kamoon. And he will always provide the defense break to the lowest target with HP, So I just pick my target and start working my way around from there. The fire sniper is not skilled up, but it is getting skilled up. It's a great unit now. The buff, the fire sniper, and the wind sniper, much more viable. I'm not game changing, not meta breaking, but much more viable. And actually, like this one, this fire sniper is on a speed, defense, HP build. I have 0 attack power on him, and he's still in hidden aim pose. If he gets his shot off on broken defense, he hits 25k. So it's, or 20k. There you go. All right. Don't even know where to start with this defense. Bernard on defense without a ignore defense nuke, there's no threat. The biggest threat over here is the Perna. Well, depending on which way you want to look at it. I mean, Jean is known notoriously to go Vio nuts and solo some comps, but that's why I brought the Raccoon. And purposely brought the Raccoon and the Remagos because I wanted Perna to do Perna things and keep my Remagos down in health, so the cleanse would always go to Remagos, and then I can clean shot whatever I want. Bernard's not going to solo a Chow, so I figured Chow would be a safe bet. Turned out I was right. His Bernard was a little bit more effective than I wanted to give it credit for, just landing the defense breaks and the attack breaks and whatnot. But literally, there's so many different comps that you can use just to whittle this down. If I wanted to, I could have brought in Arena just to tank the Bernard. I could have done this with three-star units. 5-star not required. The one thing I have noticed, though, depending on what comp that you bring in with Raccoon, depends on how much he's going to proc during that particular battle. You bring him in with the unit that you're hoping that he procs with, he doesn't proc. And if you bring him in with the comp that you don't want him to proc in, he's going to proc a lot. The overall effective speed of the team that I chose to use, the fastest unit is plus 92, and that would be the Chow. Raccoon is plus 86, and Ramagos is sitting somewhere around the plus 34 range. So as you see, I did not mind being lapped multiple times. The other reason for the Chow pick is right here, that invincibility. Just like Leica, Chow will ignore the shield. And there goes Jean, and easy peasy. If you're going to use Bernard on defense, like Bernard, Megan, Lucian, and just have a super fast Bernard, that's really the only place where a Bernard belongs. Go to the next one. We got Water, Barb, Harmonia, and Skogul. Once again, just decided to play with Ramagos. 4-star towers are really not my forte, so my 4-star units I don't typically even give my C-tier runes to. I mean, barring like a Fran or something like that, where there's a lot of RTA implications behind the unit. But even since they made the change with the RTA having 2 different rune sets now, a lot of my 4-stars are feeling the pinch. Or 4-star and below, I should say. But method about why I brought this particular comp. The Barbarian is never going to be able to kill Garoji. Not even with Brand. There is no defense break over there. Fran is going to have no problem keeping the team healed up. So I want Skogul to do as much splash damage as he wants to do to get my Rumagos down to a decent level. And then I'll just clean shot and repeat. See, instead of going for the heal and the defense, there is no longer anything that's going to target my Rumagos, so I decided to hold off and just use the first skill. The other nice thing about Rumagos is his first skill does a slight attack bar decrease, so you can manipulate people's turn orders, so everything doesn't work in the proper order. It's not something I rely on, but just an extra benefit of the unit. Overall, not a bad comp itself. I think the biggest limitations I would point out on this one would probably be rune quality. And I don't think I've seen this Skogul violent once. Most of the time, the reason why these defenses are successful is because the Skogul either is on violent and gets a few key procs with enough sustain from the Harmonia and the Water Barb self-sustain that he could take out a team, or the Skogul will be on Vampire. And so all three units potentially have their own sustain. Not a bad concept. Different rune sets on the Skogul might have made a big difference. And someone not having Garochi to just play with the Water Barb might make a difference too. But in the modern 2A world, I don't think too many people are skipping any of the 2As anymore, because there are niche uses for most of them. Oh, so much damage. And one more clean shot, and we'll move on to the next one. This one, we have Luis, Laika, and Kraka on defense. So, Velajul, Lauren, and the Wind Demon, Mephisto. Simple. I'm gonna just work down the Laika. Kraka won't be able to revive it. Velajul provides 3-turn immunity, so I don't have to worry about the AoE defense break. My Mephisto is on a speed HP defense build, rather tanky, so I knew he'd eat through most of the Laika hits, no problem, without defense break from the Kraka. There is no attack buff, so I don't have to worry about any sort of enhancing damage. The reason why I initially slapped heal block onto the Laika is because if you put heal block on the Laika, its counterattack mechanics are severely handicapped. The Wind Demon also has an attack bar increase. I think it's like 20%. And Velajul also has an attack bar increase of 30%. So between the two of them, every 3 turns, I get a 50% bar boost. Allows for turn cycling. The Kraka was a lot more tanky, which was nice, but not very much HP on it, so could have easily, more than likely, Galleon, Tiana, Julie this comp. Not too bad though. Good form. I'm not too sure what I would change about this comp overall, other than maybe speed, because It was lacking on that. Alright, we have Sierra, Rakan, and Celia. And apparently I'm missing a rune on a monster, and it happens to be the speed rune on Camila. But I don't care. Camila is just there to entertain the Sierra. Rakan is going to go for the Leo. I have no buffs, so Celia is rendered inert after the first turn of Sleeping the Garo because it did have will. When Camila gets hit or takes any damage like a dot, she's going to wake up. Rakan is not going to solo Garo unless it's on Vampire or on Violence. But either way, even on Violent, there's a good chance that Garo will cut, which will stop a Violent proc. Well, I shouldn't say it'll stop a Violent proc, it just increases the chance that you're not going to die. And that's the end of that one. We have another 4-star defense, which is Fran, Lauren, and the Fire Rakshasa. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the Dark Gargoyle. I know not everyone has it, but this is how you beat Lauren. To make it even more reliable, you can put the taunt onto the Fire Rakshasa to make sure it goes after the Dark Gargoyle. But between Lauren's attack bar pushback, the Fire Rakshasa's attack bar pushback, the Gargoyle is never going to get to move. It's passive, that is, if it's in stone state, it's not going to be defeated. And they're always going to attack the unit that has defense break on it. So all damage is going to the Dark Gargoyle, which allows my other 2 units to do whatever they want. Like my Light Bird is on speed, attack, accuracy, I don't even know, some ridiculous runes just for the speed subs. And I think it's got like plus 1k HP. We got Galleon, Fire or Wind Rakshasa, and Garo. So we're gonna go ahead and match the Galleons, and I'll bring in Fire Barb. And we'll go ahead and delete the Garo. The Rakshasa is going to pay attention to the Galleon. My Galleon is relatively tanky. Not G3 tanky, but tanky enough. And then Chloe provides the immunity, so I don't have to worry about the defense break. Brings a little support heal. And the 1-turn invincibility helps a ton. This is my 2015 Chloe. I think plus 138 speed, plus Galleon's lead. Alright, and on to the last one. We have Annabelle, Triana, and I believe his name is Julian. So I'll let Julian play with the Dark Werewolf. I brought the Water Pony to entertain the Triana and to also provide the immunity, so I don't have to worry about Annabelle's 3-turn defense break. And as you can see, my comp is not tuned. But if it did get defense broken, the Water Pony does have a cleanse. The Wind Cat has a 2-hit second skill that leaves a brand, and it also deals additional damage per debuff that is on the unit. my thinking for that is my Jolteon is on revenge. So even though it's not tuned accordingly, if I do get a revenge proc out of my Jolteon, there's a good chance the next time I go to hit something that there will be debuffs on. Like so. Now I know Julian cannot die. He leeches life off of other units on the team until he's down to like 10% or something. So I decided I was just going to keep hitting him because I figured his stats would be lower. And leeching life from the Triana. One easy way to get around that passive is dots. Dots don't care, dots kill. And I forget that Jolteon actually does dot, because he does it so frequently. But that is the video. If you guys saw anything I missed, feel free to leave it in the comments below. See anything you want me to highlight again, leave it in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.